DoDash grew her channel over 40,000 subscribers in like about 2 months with no editing. The question is how? Where I'm talking about what I've learned after watching her over like hundreds of minutes, not hours, but hundreds of minutes of her content to learn, well, I've put some hours into this bad boy because I wanted to do the research for you, not just to enjoy her content and appreciate her encouraging message, but also to give you the content marketing game so that you can grow too. So let's go ahead and get into some of the strategies that I have extrapolated that I have gotten from her content. Okay, so let's talk about this. She has no fancy edits. She's real. And she said herself, she doesn't have time for makeup. She doesn't have time for doing her hair every single time. Occasionally she'll lay them edges down, like, put some lip gloss on, which by the way, I probably could use a freshen up. And she doesn't do all the fancy schmancy optimization tricks with hashtags and all the other different settings you should do in YouTube in order to make sure that you grow and blah, blah, blah. All right. So how is she doing it? Well, let's go ahead and talk about some of these strategies because they're simple but effective. The first thing is she is resonating with people on a very, very deep level. How is her messaging? People are connected to what she has to say. She has shared about struggles. She has shared practical tips about how she's trying to make improvements in her life, in her financial situation. And she has given practical, transformative encouragement to her audience in order for them to do the same thing. And so she helps those that aspire to be like her. And so you have a practical aspect and you have this emotional connection because people are resignating. They're resignating from their jobs, from their 9 to 5 so that they can live the life they want to. No, but they're resonating with the message. It's touching their hearts. It's touching their desires for them to grow and to do something life-changing for themselves. And then they feel transformed in some way. Either that is in their head, either that is a practical tip that she gave, or just having their eyes opened and seeing what's possible for like a nobody that struggled on YouTube trying to get some views for over 3 years to all of a sudden blowing up. So the message is really, really important. And what I described is actually what DoDash has done, but is actually the part of the framework that I teach my clients, which is a pet marketing message, where you have a practical message, you have an emotional message, and you have either a tangible or, in her case, a transformative message. And combining all of those are going to get you attention and you're going to grow from it. You don't have to do a whole bunch of editing when you have a pet marketing message, because it's like you're taking care of your audience like you would take care of a pet. And your pet needs stuff. They need attention and to feel love, but then they also just need some food, right? And then when they see something that like gets them excited, like, like dogs, like throwing them a ball, even if you wave it around before you even throw it, you go like this and fake them out and they'll turn around and then come back and they find it funny. Like, don't tease me like that, but they find it funny, right? And so they have something tangible that they can look forward to. Tangible messages are more so for people that sell stuff, whether you sell a product or a service. What's the tangible thing that someone's going to get out of working with you, your service, using your product? Like, it doesn't matter what it is. Let me tell you something. I got babies. I breastfed all of them. I'm getting a little personal, but I breastfed all of them, and the early days were hard. I mean, hard. And so something tangible was I was in pain with these tiny, tiny, tiny little mouths, just like, who knows, probably like 1,000 PSI of pressure. And I needed some relief. So they have these covers that go on top of you in order to, I don't want to say the words so that I don't get messed up with YouTube or anything, because I don't know. That's tangible because it can help reduce the pain, which it did. That's tangible, right? And then also like emotional, because I started feeling like afraid to nurse because of the pain. That would give me some relief, right? And then like practical, easy to use. So whatever, it doesn't matter what, and it was like recently breastfeeding month, awareness month. So maybe that's why that was on my mind, but it doesn't matter what your niche is, right? It matters that you have a marketing message that connects the mind and the heart of your audience. And so that was number one. That's why she can get away with no edits, because she has a marketing message that means something to her audience. That's so important. And if you want to get my framework sent to you so that you can start crafting your own marketing framework for your niche, for your industry, to reach the right people that are just waiting to hear your message, then go ahead and check out the link in the description so that you can do the worksheet that comes along with it, and you can craft your marketing message to get you started getting more attention without having to edit if you don't want to. Okay, so another reason why she's able to grow so massively without edits is because of simplicity. Her content is not complicated. Her message is not complicated. There doesn't have to be a whole bunch of examples. She doesn't need stuff flying up on the screen in order to break something down. Now, you might need that depending on your industry. Like if you are in tech, that might be beneficial. But like in general, this is kind of more so for creator first creators where you don't necessarily have something to sell. You don't have to do a whole bunch of editing if you don't have things that are complicated that you're sharing, right? And so the more simplistic of a message that you can share, the easier it will be for people to be attracted to that audience. And I'm not talking about dumbing down the message. What I'm saying is people have so much going on in their lives. They have a lot going on in their head, in their minds, and it takes a lot to process words and to process what people are saying. So the more that people have to think, the more difficult it becomes to listen, because people tend to get on YouTube so that they don't have to think too much, right? And then you're like making them pull out the thesaurus and the dictionary to look up what you're saying, and you're feeling smart, but they're feeling dumb. And it's not because they're dumb, it's just because they're tired and they can't think. Like I might stutter a little bit more, or I might lose track of what I'm saying a little bit more because it's almost 2:00 in the morning at the time of recording this. And I'm very happy that I still have a smile on my face. I'm probably going to slightly regret it tomorrow. Hopefully I could get up early enough to make some coffee, but let's recap. The first one is having a pet marketing message that is practical, emotional, and tangible or transformative. The second is not having a complex message, making it simple to understand, simple to consume, simple to digest. All right. And if I can give one more tip on why DoDash has been able to grow without edits, I'm like massive growth without edits, is because she's just consistent. She shows up, and it's consistent in the message, but just quite frankly, consistent in the quantity, like over and over and over, posting 2 and 3 times a day, sometimes posting pretty much every single day, because quantity is going to beat quality in the long run. Like if you have to choose, quantity is going to beat quality. Because if it takes you 1 month to post a video, and in that span somebody else has posted less nice looking videos, but they've posted 30 or 60 in the same amount of time, just the amount of videos is going to garner more attention, even if they're not edited that much. So again, have a marketing message that attracts. With my pet framework, you can get the framework, fill it out yourself, and make your own marketing framework in the description. Number 2, make it simple. Make it easy to understand. What you say should be easy to understand. And then number 3, quantity. Get them videos out. Get them out as fast as you can. Get out as many as you can. And I have strategies that I'll be sharing on this channel with how you're able to get out more content without actually having to necessarily create more content. You do got to create some, but you don't have to create all of it from scratch. And so that's what I have for you today. I hope you got something beneficial out of this video. All right, so that was number 3. And I have a bonus tip for you. And that is to watch this video on what I would tell DoDash to do if she was my client. And I'm a digital marketing strategist. I have spent over $12,000 to learn digital marketing strategy from YouTube, content creation, email marketing, copywriting, running Facebook and Meta ads, and so much more. And I got some ideas on how DoDash can make even more money without having to ask her audience for a dime. And I'd like to share those tips with you so that you can learn something too. That's it for now. I'll catch you in the next one.